Good morning. Oh my goodness. It is a beautiful day out. The hummingbirds are very aggressive this morning. And Freya is chasing something. I have no What are you looking at, dog? Hold on. Oh, she was chasing a squirrel. Oh, there was a squirrel in our yard. She did not like that. Ma'am, you good? I have never seen a squirrel in our yard. I've seen them in some of the neighbors' yards, but I've never seen them in our yard, and I assume I've never seen them in our yard because we have dogs. So it was kind of funny to see her take off a little bit like that. Plan for the day. Good question. Farts. I really should only be allowed to have cups with lids on them like I am a toddler. Plan for the day. We are starting seeds today. I have an abundance of willow branches in my eyeball. I have an abundance of seeds that I need to get started. Some fall seeds that need to happen. Very important today. Very specifically sweet peas. And then I have a list of a couple other things. I had already started some called high scent, and I've got two other varieties that I started soaking. They are in containers. One's right there soaking. One is down there soaking. So those need to get put into soil. You'll want to make sure you soak your sweet peas or nick your sweet peas 24 hours before you, soak them 24 hours before or nick them with like a little file before you plant them. It'll just help them germinate faster. You don't have to. It's not required to. It's gardening. They'll still germinate. They'll just take a little tiny bit longer. And so to kind of like speed up the process, soaking them in seeds softens up that outer shell. Otherwise, they're soaking in the soil and they have to like get that shell to soften up for them to be able to open. So this just makes it so that they're sitting in water and they don't have a chance to even slightly dry out at all. And so it softens that shell just that much faster. So I like to try and soak them. There's been a couple years that I haven't soaked them and they still germinate just fine. Just gets you a little leg up. Let's go inside the greenhouse and then we'll talk about what I would like to get planted. Actually, before we do seeds, I'm gonna bring out a fan because I talked about needing to put a fan in the greenhouse and I've got one. All of the vents are closed on the greenhouse right now, so it's not gonna do any good to have it on. The vents usually don't open until about 9:30 they start opening. Let me show you that. So you can see the vent on the roof. See how it's closed up there? They open automatically with temperature. There's a wax gasket in there. And so they stay closed until it gets to a certain temperature. And then you can see that one right there. See how that's closed? So they'll all stay closed. They won't open until it gets hot in the greenhouse, which is what you want from your vents. So that way the temperature stays nice and warm in here in the mornings. It's a little bit warmer in here right now. I'm gonna go grab my microphones because it gets really echoey in the greenhouse. And then I am going to also grab the fan. So that way I can get some air movement when it heats up inside the greenhouse. It's not hot in there right now, so the fan doesn't need to be on, but it will need to be on when it warms up. So I want that in there because I don't have a fan in the greenhouse right now. So the air movement has been not great. It gets a little stale in there. Okay, I brought the fan out, which is nice. It's kind of broken, so it works out perfectly. This will be great for in the greenhouse. I'm gonna shove it in a corner, kind of near one of the vents, like not this vent, but the one across the way. And so that way it can like pull air from the outside inside and just kind of like keep recirculating the air in here, which is exactly what is needed. And then I also brought out these little fence toppers that I picked up when I was in Michigan. I love them. What I would really like to do is like use them. I'm gonna just put them in the greenhouse for now, but I would like to actually use them in the garden somewhere. I'm thinking into the secret garden. I want to build a arbor and I'm thinking that I want like two very small columns on either side of the arbor. So it'll be four, it'll be two on the front, two on the back. And then I want these kind of at the very front. So that way, as you enter, there's little dogs greeting you. I thought these were so cute. I have two of them. I picked these up in Michigan. I definitely overpaid on these, I feel like. I thought it was $20 for the pair of them. It was $20 each, so I paid $40 for those guys. That was a shock when I checked out, but I really wanted them, so I still got them. And then I also brought this out. This is a little glass cloche but it has a nice little base to it. And I was with my friend Candace. She is a florist in Southern California, and she was talking about how she uses this right here. She picked it up, I think she said at like TJ Maxx or Home Goods, one of those stores, and she uses it to like keep all of her like pruners and her clippers and like her little snips and things like that in there. So that way it's just kind of like elevated and looks really pretty. I'm currently using a silver tray, which I love, but I have too many on the silver tray. So this will be kind of like a nice little addition to put them in. So she gave me this one and I'm really excited about it. I think it's so pretty. I guess it's for candles originally, but because of who we are as people, we'll be using them for snips. And it's a really thick glass. So I am very excited about this. I think that'll be a nice kind of way to elevate. I just want everything to look perfect. So I think I'm gonna put the dogs up here until I get my gate fence pillar things built all the way. I think that'll be kind of a nice little hidden Easter egg addition. And I kind of like that. I don't know, I like little Easter eggs, and so I think that'll be kind of fun. I gotta move this one back just a smidge. Until it falls on somebody's head. Okay, I think that should be good. Perfect, I kind of like that. And also having these shelves in here has been so nice. Brent is going to make me 2 more for each side. So we'll move this one up a little bit, and then I'll have a second one and a third one. So we're gonna have 3 on this side and 3 on that side. And I've come in here and I keep changing out the flowers. So I've got some of the gypsophilia, some baby's breath right here. I've got these ball type dahlias that I just put in. I put these all in yesterday. Thought they were really pretty. Previously I had zinnias in here. And then I have this pot of gravel, and I'm sure people are gonna ask what that's all about. That is, I use it for like top dressing, like containers. And so I just like to keep a little bit in here just to like use it. This is the silver tray I was telling you guys about. And I think what I am gonna do is put in my snips inside that other one. That'll be kind of nice. And then over here, this is what I'm using as a watering can, is this vintage English ironstone. I forgot that I put water in there. Smooth move, Robbie. I totally forgot that I have water in here because I was watering last night. Vintage ironstone. I'm so good. Vintage ironstone pitcher. And I'm gonna use this as kind of like my watering can in here for like small things. And then I've got this wicker and glass container that I bought in Michigan with my dust brush is what I'm using this for. My sweet peas that I started, that the packet's wet. Starting my seeds here. And then this, I don't have anything in here. It's just soil. I should probably put some more soil in there and then I can put that back on there. But yeah, I don't know, I thought it was pretty. I would like to put some type of plant in here. I probably won't end up needing the cloche once I get a plant in there, but yeah. Very happy with these shelves, and I can't wait to have 2 more shelves on here. Okay, quickly, I'm gonna go over the seeds that I would like to start today. I've got 2 varieties of sweet peas over there. I already started high scent. I would like to start my nigella. This is the Alban Black Pod. This is the Lupin Chantilly. I would like to start my kale. I've got ornamental kale. My violas, I've got antique shades, Eurangium blue glitter, my foxglove. I have the Dalmatian peach variety, Campanula lavender F1 pelleted. The snapdragons, I've got the Chantilly light pink. Very excited about those ones. They don't quite look like snapdragons. And then I've got the Madame Butterfly bronze. And then I quickly went through my seed boxes and then I've got another seed container and I grabbed just a couple things. Really quickly, I have some more pansies. These are the ones called Black Devil. They're very dark. I thought those were really cool. I've got Rebecca Sahara. I'm gonna start my Rebecca now. Rebecca, I don't ever have really good luck with Rebecca, so I'm hoping that if I can start it now, it says start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost, but I'm hoping to start them now and get a really good size on them and leave them in the greenhouse. I've got Larkspur, shades of blue. I've got some delphinium. This is the Guardian Lavender. This might be an empty packet. Ooh, it's not that empty. I don't know how many I'm actually gonna get. Okay, so I've got some snapdragons. This is the Summer Lavender. I've got snapdragons. These are really old seed packets. I've got Snapdragon Comic Ivory. These seed packets are from 2022. Whew. Snapdragon Chantilly Light Salmon. There's only like 10 seeds in here. And then I've got some Echinacea. This is Paradiso Super Duper. Okay. And that is just kind of like a quick look into the seeds that I'm starting today. I have already started the high scent ones, so I don't need those. So this is by no means a comprehensive guide in how to start seeds. It's, for the most part, pretty straightforward. Fill some containers with dirt, and then put your seeds in the dirt, or soil, whatever you want to call it. I've got a million videos on starting seeds. Like I said, this is 0% a how-to video and more of a what I am starting. And I thought that would be fun to kind of just chat. How do I spell this? And then I have an issue with seed starting where I accidentally always start more seeds than I actually need. So that is my fault, my bad. I can't help it. I don't know. I just enjoy, unfortunately, starting seeds. It's just so easy. And so I've kind of divided this tray. This whole tray is sweet peas. I, by zero means, need this many sweet peas. This is what I would call overkill. Of old times, I need 4 of them at most. I am starting 10. You know, self-control is not my strong suit. So these guys have been soaking for probably about 15 hours at this point. They haven't quite been soaking for 24 hours. And then so I'm gonna just put 1 seed in per cell. And I think I have a couple extra, so I will go in. I expect like 100% germination on these guys, but I will go in with the 2 extra because I started 12 because that's what I was doing for these, but I don't have enough space to do 12. I will go in and just pop in 2 like that. Where did I put them in? Some of these need to go down a little bit further. Basic rule of thumb, put your seed in twice the depth of the actual seed itself. It's super straightforward. Okay, so as far as greenhouse goes, I thought we would just chat while I work and do all of this. I think we're gonna end up having to build a bench. We are headed to a vintage market in a couple days, and I really truly don't believe that I'm gonna be able to find something that fits exactly what I want for the greenhouse. And so I think we're just gonna end up building something. I'm hoping maybe I can find some cool legs or something like that for the greenhouse. I really have, I don't wanna say a special look in mind for this, but I do have kind of a vibe that I want the greenhouse to have. Just lost my seed. And so, I mean, to me, aesthetic is very important. It's always been important to me. And so I want to make sure that what I'm doing, everything looks good, you know? This needs 2 and that needs 1. Done. So I want to have everything just look a certain way and feel very special. How that's gonna happen, how that's gonna come along, I don't know. It's either I'm gonna have to buy some very expensive legs online, or I'm gonna have to just kind of keep a lookout for some very special legs, because I really do need a workbench. And then kind of where you guys are sitting right now, I also would like some shelving to happen in that area. Nothing crazy, but I do need shelves to be able to place all of these seeds that I'm starting. I don't have anywhere for them to go, so right now everything's just gonna go sit on the ground until I get some shelving in here. We're even talking about like, okay, if I can't find exactly what I want, then we will just make shelves to attach to the greenhouse itself, kind of like I did by the door. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I can find. See, if I had a potting bench though, I wouldn't have to do all of this outside. I would just do it right at my potting bench. But because I don't have a potting bench, I am forced to fill up my seed trays outside because Otherwise, I make a huge mess, which, if we're being completely honest, I do full-heartedly believe that once I get myself a potting bench, I will still make a complete mess inside, but it will be slightly more acceptable. Need my scoop. Dang it. So I'm using 2 different kinds of trays for these seedlings. I'm using these 72 cell trays. This is what I originally started all of my seeds in, and then I had switched at one point to using the 6 cell trays. I mean, if we're being completely honest, I love both. I like the 72 cell trays because I can start 72 plants and take up very, very, very little room when starting seeds. So I do like both options. The 72 cell is nice because it does take up very little room. But the issue with the 72 cell is I'm like, well, I can start way more of each variety, which is not always good because I don't need 45 of one plant, which is what I just did with the sweet peas. So if we're being honest, I don't even know what I'm doing with my life anymore. So 72 cells, they're great, they take up less room, but unfortunately I feel like I need to start more of everything that I'm starting. I can't just be like, yep, I only need 6 of this plant, because 6 of them is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is literally one row. One singular row right here. And I don't love that, because that forces me to be confronted with the fact that in one tray I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different varieties of plants. And that doesn't feel like I'm starting a whole lot because I'm only starting 6 and it only takes up one row. Where when I do it with the bigger containers, it feels like I'm taking up more space. I don't know. Does that even make any sense at all? Probably not. So I'm gonna get these filled really quickly and then we will get back into the greenhouse to where I can kind of start everything. I always feel like I'm playing a bad piano when I do this. Dun, 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 dun. I was about to bring my seeds in and Brent came out and he said that he could see the dogs sitting there, but you can only see like the bottom half of them. And he's like, we should slide them down into this area. And I actually really, really like that. So the other dog doesn't fit inside that panel. So he's gonna take off this metal piece and that metal piece right there. And then take off the piece of glass and then put the dog behind it. It barely fit into that panel, and so he's gonna have to take off the piece of glass just to get it in there, which I think will be totally fine. That's just probably because we didn't put this panel down low enough. Like you can see there's a gap there and there's probably like almost no gap there is what it is. So once he gets that off, we'll have both dogs in there, and I actually think that that's gonna be a really nice spot for those. So there he goes. He's gonna just take off these 2 little metal pieces that just hold the glass in. They're these like strips right here and they hold the glass in. So if we take these off, then the glass is adhered to like a piece of like adhesive, and then we can just kind of like pop it off. It's not gonna be the easiest to pop off, but he'll figure it out.
Yep, this stuff works good.
Stuck
like
on there.
Really.
Oh shoot.
Really stuck on there. Huh.
Trying to trip Brent, huh? Yeah, trying to trip him. So it turns out that when you put the glass on the foam tape, it seals really, really well, which is exactly what you want. You don't want to be taking off the glass panels. So that didn't work out. So we've lowered the bar. You can see it's actually really, really tight down to the bottom now. There was a gap. So we've lowered that, and then he's loosening the screws to be able to kind of like pull it out just a little bit to be able to then drop the dog inside there. Think you can get it? Oh, look at that. Should they be touching the metal? Slide them away from each other. Will you move this one over a little tiny bit? There we go, that's good. Oh, I like that. I think they're really pretty. I really like them, and I really like them right there. My original plan, babe, was to do like some columns and use those on the columns, but I think that works out really nicely. now that we've got the dogs up, I pre-made my labels for all of my seeds. And then I've got these guys all filled up, and I'm just gonna do what I can with these. Some things I'm gonna only start 6 of, some things I'm gonna start 12 of, some things I'm probably gonna start a little bit more that I know I want more of. And then these will just stay in here until everything has fully germinated. And I didn't pre-moisten my soil because, you know, that's sometimes how life works. Foxglove, I know I want more than 6 of. I probably would like more than 12. So we're probably gonna do about 18 of these guys because I really, really do love foxglove. And then same thing with the violas, the antique shades. I'm probably gonna start the same amount. And then the black devil pansies, I'm probably only going to start 6 of these guys because I really, by the time they're ready, I really don't need the black ones. They would have been great if I had started them maybe a month or 2 ago, and then I could have had them for like fall time, Halloween time. You know, you live, you learn. Anyways, some seeds need light to germinate, some of them don't need light to germinate. I believe foxglove are ones that need light to germinate. Yeah, foxglove need light to germinate. What I like about Orange and Johnny's is that they tell you on the back, how many seeds am I getting? 50 seeds, okay. So the foxglove, the seeds are so tiny, so what I do like is that they pelletize them, meaning that they put like a little coating on them, so it makes it very easy to grab them. I am gonna put 2 seeds per cell. Actually, what's the germination rate on these? 80. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 seeds per cell. I probably will go in with a little bit of vermiculite to kind of cover these guys all up, just because. And then I'm gonna bottom water all of my seedlings, but I will go in with a humidity dome and just try to keep a lot of these little seeds humid. It does help with germination. So with foxgloves, because they are pelletized, you do want to, anything pelletized, you do want to use them that first year if you can use them. I don't need 50 foxgloves, so I'll have 25 extras. These probably should have been seeds that were put in a packet. 99% germination rate. Okay, I'm still gonna do probably 2 because I can come through and divide these. And if we're being honest, I did want more than 18 of them. I know seed starting is not like the most interesting thing in the world. I don't disagree. I don't want to watch somebody start seeds for half an hour, but I figured if we could just kind of like chit chat a little bit, because you know I love to chit chat, that it would be a great way to keep it a little bit more interesting. So I'm kind of like going back and forth on what to even do with the secret garden. I don't really plan on doing anything to it until the year is over. So like this, later this fall time or very early into the year, like January and whatnot. But other than that, I kind of want to just leave it alone. So that way I have most of the winter to kind of like figure out exactly what I want done. What that's going to be, I have no clue. I'm kind of going back and forth with, I really do miss having a cut flower garden. I loved having a cut flower garden, but I'm not quite sure how much sun that area gets. So I'm gonna have to kind of keep an eye on it. It will be very interesting to see how much sun that area gets and see like what I can actually grow in there. I would like to be able to grow all of these flowers, or not all of them. I know I'm not gonna be able to grow all of them, but I would like to be able to grow a decent amount of flowers in that space back there. I think that area is mostly shade. So that is the biggest thing that I'm up against, is that that is more likely a shade garden than a full sun garden. What I've been noticing is that there's a back corner that is full sun. So I could grow some things in full sun that I need back there. Nigella, I'm going to do 12 of. I grew my Nigella last year. I grew it in the wintertime and I had really good luck with that. So we're gonna try that again. I'll probably grow it again in the springtime. But anyways, the cut flower garden, I've got a couple areas that are full sun, so I would like to be able to grow some things back there that can handle that, but also some flowers that I know that can handle just some morning sun. The issue is like, it's a lot of dappled sun back there. So I think like things like hydrangeas and hostas will do really, really well back there, and things like ferns. But I thought it would be so beautiful if that area was all of my like, I don't know, cut flower garden area, and I had somewhere that I could just kind of like escape to back there, you know? But I don't think there's enough sunlight, so that kind of is a big bummer for me. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. The Orangium Blue Glitter, we will do 6 of these also. This one is a little bit spiky, but it is really, really pretty. It also says don't cover. You need light for germination on these. Another reason I love Johnny's is that they tell you which seeds need light to germinate and which ones you need to bury. Some other seed packets that I've bought from don't tell you that, and I don't like that because I don't just off the top of my head know those things. And I feel like the average person doesn't just know those things, who just averagely knows that Orangium needs to not be buried. I've grown this one before when we did our cut flower garden. If you've been here for a minute, we had a cut flower garden, and that was so much fun. And I really, really miss it. But we did the backyard renovation, and there's just not enough room now for that. Apparently I'm starting 5 different varieties of snapdragons. See, the issue with starting them in these trays is like I feel like I can just grow so many things that I don't need. Larkspur Shades of Blue. I'm gonna do 2 rows of these. I really love Larkspur, but I don't have good luck with it. Larkspur is one that doesn't transplant well, apparently. I've never really had good luck with Larkspur at all. So we'll see how this goes for me. I'm gonna do 2 seeds per cell on these. I think this is kind of an old seed packet. Oh, maybe I don't have good luck with it because it says refrigerate seeds 1 to 2 weeks prior of sowing in more mild climates. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So we'll see if these even slightly germinate for me. I will officially be shocked if they do germinate for me. First tray is done. I feel like I should have started more foxgloves. And for some reason, I think that I have. Okay, this entire tray is going to be snapdragons. 3 of the Madame Bronze, 3 of the lavender, 3 of the ivory. Oh my gosh, I'm starting 5. I can do 2 of each. Okay, the Madame Butterfly series, we're gonna do 3 of these. Lavender, we're gonna do 2 of these. Ivory, we're gonna do 2 of, because these are just the classics. And then I've got the Chantilly Pink and Chantilly Salmon. And I'm gonna do 2 of the Chantilly Pink, and I'm gonna do 3 of the Chantilly Salmon. I feel like I should do 3 of the light pink. I did not mean to buy this many snapdragons. I mean, if we're being honest, I actually didn't buy that many. I bought 2 packs of snapdragons. I bought the Madame Butterfly Bronze, and then I bought the Chantilly Light Pink this year. 2024 seeds, I bought the Chantilly Light Salmon, and then I don't know, this one doesn't have a test date on it. This is the Potomac Ivory Snapdragon, no test date on it, but I'm going to guess it was 2022 because the Costa Summer Lavender is also 2022, it says 2022. So I'm gonna assume that the ivory is the same year as the lavender, which was 2022. Snapdragons. Snapdragons, we're just gonna surface sow these guys. I love snapdragons. Do I need a whole tray of snapdragons? No, I feel like I'd rather have a whole tray of foxgloves, but you know. I can't even feel if I have them in my hand. What is happening? Okay, I'm gonna quickly get these ones done. If my finger doesn't keep cramping. Snaps are done. Snaps are ones that I feel like I have to be looking at the entire time because they are so tiny, so hard to see. And if I'm talking, I will be distracted and I won't be able to pay attention to what I just did or said or which ones I missed, because that has happened where I've missed an entire row before, and I tried to not to do that anymore. Okay, lupin. I'm gonna do 2 rows of lupin. Maybe 3. Campanula, we're definitely doing 3. Delphinium, 2. ornamental kale 3. You know what, we're gonna do 3, 3, 3. 3 of each of these, that's what we'll do. Because why not? I have a whole nother tray down there. The ornamental kale I'm really excited about. It has like these really long necks. It's called crane, like a crane. The lupin I'm gonna bury pretty deep, and then also lupin is one of the plants that, like, if you can start it in its own container, it's best. You wanna give it total darkness, so it's probably one that you really don't wanna even put under a grow light if you can help it. It says that you wanna use deeper trays, and then I also need to transplant these pretty quickly once they start growing on. And it says to make sure you cover the seeds because darkness helps. So this is one that I really probably wouldn't even put under a grow light, but because I'm growing other things that need the grow light or that need light to be able to germinate, which I actually don't think I'm using grow lights. I'm gonna just set them in the greenhouse and you better grow. I would be better off not doing these together, but you know, c'est la vie. Ooh, these seeds are so pretty. I'm gonna do, it has a 75% germination rate, I'm gonna do 2. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel guilty when I have to like cut seedlings out. So what I try to do is put in the holes seeds that are the same color. So that way, I don't know if this is true or not. This is just something I made up in my own brain. So that way, if I have to get rid of one of them, I don't get rid of, like, I'm getting rid of one that's the same color. I don't know how true that is. I doubt that's even a thing. I've made that up in my own brain, that the brown seeds will produce the same color flowers, the white seeds, the speckled seeds, the gray seeds, they'll all produce, those ones will produce the same colored flower. But if I planted a like speckled seed with a white seed, I don't know which one I'm cutting out. And so I try to plant them so that they are the same seeds together, or same looking seed together. Probably my own imagination, you know. I don't always have the best luck with lupin, so we'll see how this goes anyways. And then this is one that I'm also gonna surface sow, is the campanula. You can pretty much guarantee anything that is pelletized is gonna be surface sowed. I had really good luck growing campanula the first time I ever did it, which I was very intimidated by it. So I'm very happy that I had really good luck with it because it's making me less intimidated right now. Still intimidated to grow it. Don't know why. It intimidates me, but it is such a beautiful cut flower that I'm really excited about this one. And we're just gonna push down to make sure that we have really good contact with the soil on these. Okay, I've never grown kale. This says, okay, if you're gonna transplant them 4 to 6 weeks before planting out. Oh my gosh, that's so long. And then it says direct seed, sow them 3 to 4 months before expected fall, winter. Not me. It also has a 99% germination rate, but it says to use 2 seeds per cell. So I will listen, I will do 2 seeds per cell, especially because I'm not starting these months before. That's insane. Okay, so I have decided to wait on the echinacea and the rudbeckia, just because they're the only 2 seed packets that I have left. I've got 3 trays done, and I don't need to start a 4th tray just for 2 plants, but I do plan on starting them soon, just not right away. I mean, I did plan on starting them today, but I'm not gonna start a whole nother tray of things that really don't need to go out. I was just hoping that I could get some good size on these. So I'm gonna wait a couple weeks for once we cool down to get the echinacea and the rudbeckia started, and I'll do all of the other ones that I wanna like get a jump start on. And then by then, hopefully we will have some type of shelving in place for all of my seedlings to go on. Right now, I'm gonna have 4 trays on the ground, which is fine at the end of the day. Not ideal, I'd rather have them on a shelf of sorts, but it is life. I am going to be bottom watering these, so they're all gonna go inside the Bootstrap trays, and then they are just going to get bottom watered. I like them because I can pull them out and dump out the excess water really quickly. Hopefully soon we can get a counter in here and we can get a sink in here. That's gonna make watering just that much easier. Other than that, I think that that's going to be it for this video. We started seeds today, we chit-chatted a little bit, we put the dogs up. What else did we do? I showed you guys the thing that my snips are all gonna go in. Kind of easy day in the garden, very mellow day in the garden. All the vents are open, it's starting to get warm in here. I'm gonna turn the fan on and let the greenhouse do its thing. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys. Bye.